God created the heavens and the earth. At first, everything was empty and dark, but God spoke, and light appeared. He separated day from night, land from sea, and filled the world with plants, stars, the sun, and the moon. Then God created all kinds of animals, birds in the sky, fish in the waters, and creatures on land. Finally, God made humans in His own image, Adam and Eve. He gave them the Garden of Eden to live in and asked them to care for His creation. God saw that everything was good. Adam and Eve lived happily in Eden. God told them they could eat from any tree except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But the serpent tricked Eve into eating the forbidden fruit, and she shared it with Adam. Their eyes were opened, and they felt shame. Because they disobeyed, they had to leave the garden, but God promised to send a Savior one day. Adam and Eve's sons, Cain and Abel, gave offerings to God. Abel's gift pleased God, but Cain's did not. Jealous, Cain grew angry and killed his brother Abel. God asked Cain where Abel was, and Cain replied, "Am I my brother's keeper?" God punished Cain, but still showed mercy by protecting him from harm. The world became full of wickedness, but Noah found favor with God. God told him to build a huge ark because a flood was coming. Noah obeyed, gathered his family, and brought pairs of every animal inside. Rain poured for 40 days and nights. After the flood, God made a rainbow as a promise never to destroy the earth with a flood again. After the flood, people grew in number and built a tall tower in Babel to reach heaven. They wanted to make a name for themselves instead of obeying God. God confused their language so they couldn't understand one another, and they scattered across the earth. God chose Abraham and told him to leave his home to go to a land He would show him. God promised to make him the father of many nations. Abraham trusted God and obeyed, even though he didn't know where he was going. Abraham and Sarah were old, but God promised them a son. They laughed at first, but God kept His word, and Isaac was born. Later, God tested Abraham's faith by asking him to sacrifice Isaac. Abraham obeyed, but God stopped him and provided a ram instead. God was pleased with Abraham's faith. Isaac's sons, Jacob and Esau, were very different. Esau was a hunter, Jacob was quiet and liked staying near home. Jacob, with his mother's help, tricked Isaac into giving him the blessing meant for Esau. Later, Jacob dreamed of a ladder reaching to heaven, and God renewed His promise to bless Jacob's family. Jacob's favorite son, Joseph, received a colorful coat. His brothers grew jealous, especially after Joseph told them about his dreams of ruling over them. They sold him into slavery in Egypt. But God was with Joseph. Through many trials, Joseph rose to become second in command in Egypt, saving many from famine. Joseph brought his family to live in Egypt during the famine. Though there were hardships, God's promises never failed. The book of Genesis shows how God created the world, cared for His people, punished sin, and gave promises of hope. The story points forward to the Savior God promised, Jesus Christ, who would come through Abraham's family.